All right, let's talk about Smiling Friends. You know, in the wild world of animation, very few shows have just absolutely exploded with the kind of chaotic charm that this one has. But right when fans were riding high, celebrating its success, the creators dropped a bombshell. A real bombshell that, honestly, nobody saw coming.
And that's the million-dollar question, right? I mean, this was a hit show. It had a two-season renewal in the bag. So why is it all over? What on earth happened here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. We're going to break down this whole surprising twist, and we're getting the story straight from the creators themselves.
All right, so first up, a shocking announcement. This is really the end of an era. And let's get the facts straight, because the news came right from the top, directly from the creators, and they made sure there was absolutely zero room for doubt.
Yep, there it is in black and white. Smiling Friends is ending after season 3. That's it. The bizarre, truly beloved Adult Swim show is officially coming to a close once the season is done. And for its massive, dedicated fan base, man, that is a tough pill to swallow. And here's where it gets really, really confusing. It's ending despite being renewed for 2 more seasons. I mean, The Hollywood Reporter had this big exclusive announcement, a massive 2-season renewal that was supposed to take the show all the way through seasons 4 and 5. So you see, this is not your typical cancellation story, not by a long shot. And just to make sure everybody knew this wasn't some kind of elaborate, surreal prank, which, let's be real, is totally something you'd expect from the show, co-creator Zach Hadel went on the record. He said, and I quote, "This is not a bit, this is not a joke. Michael and I are here to announce that Smiling Friends will be ending after season 3 is done." I mean, you can't get much clearer than that. So let's rewind a little bit. To really get why this is such a shocker, you got to understand what Smiling Friends is all about and the absolute whirlwind journey it's been on. So for anyone who might not have jumped in yet, here's the quick and dirty. Smiling Friends is an animated series on Adult Swim from creators Michael Cusack and Zach Hadel. It's about these 2 employees, Pim and Charlie, at a tiny company whose whole mission is to bring happiness to people. Sounds sweet, right? Well, they do it in this incredibly bizarre, surreal, and honestly sometimes unsettling world. And you can just see it right here. The show's visual style is just out of this world. It's known for being chaotic and surreal. You get this mix of really simple, almost charming character designs, and then bam, it's thrown into these completely surreal, sometimes genuinely nightmarish animated sequences. It's that wild blend that made it an instant cult classic. Okay, this timeline really puts that whiplash feeling into perspective. So look, in 2022, Smiling Friends debuts and gets critical acclaim. Everybody loves it. Then, June 2025, The Hollywood Reporter announces a 2-season renewal. Seasons 4 and 5 are a go. That's a huge vote of confidence. And then, February 2026, the creators themselves announce the show is ending after season 3. It just stops. Talk about a roller coaster. So now we get to the real heart of it, the why. Why would they do this? Luckily for us, the creators, Michael Cusack and Zach Hadel, were super open about it. They didn't leave fans guessing. And one of the biggest reasons they gave, honestly, good old-fashioned burnout. Michael Cusack put it plainly. He said, "To be perfectly honest, we felt pretty burnt out after putting years and years into this, but also pretty accomplished. You can totally get that. They poured everything into it, felt like they'd hit their goal, and were just spent." But it wasn't just about being exhausted. It was also about creative integrity. This show is their baby, you know? As Cusack said, we're so control freaky over it. And because of that, the thought of just handing it off to other people, letting other writers or directors take over, yeah, that was a total non-starter for them. So that was basically the choice they were facing, right? On one side, you have this feeling of accomplishment, of creative rightness, knowing they made the thing they wanted to make. And on the other side, the alternative was handing their project off to other creatives, which for them just felt wrong. It was either end it on their terms or risk watering down the vision that made it so special in the first place. Okay, but a decision this big doesn't happen in a vacuum. You've got to wonder, how did the network react? How did Adult Swim take the news that one of its biggest hits was just walking away from a 2-season deal? The answer might actually surprise you. They were completely supportive. Adult Swim put out a statement that basically said, "We fully respect and support Michael and Zach's decision. Adult Swim has always been a creator-driven network." So no drama, no big network fight. They made it clear they're all about backing their creators, even when it means saying a sad farewell to a hit show. So, for all the fans out there, what's left? What do we get? Well, we get 2 final episodes of season 3, and they're airing April 12th. Now, the creators have been clear, don't expect some huge, planned out grand finale. They describe the episodes as little rogue planets out there, kind of their own things. But, and this is a big but, they did say they're open to maybe returning to this world in the future. So, never say never.
And when you dig into it, this decision really wasn't just about being tired. It was about something bigger. It was about an entire artistic philosophy, the Beatles philosophy, you could call it, about knowing when to walk away. This quote from Michael Cusack just nails it. He said, "The Beatles are so cool. They ended with Abbey Road on a peak. Leaving the audience wanting more is the best." And that's exactly what they're doing. They're choosing to end it like the Beatles did, going out on an absolute high note with a perfect body of work, instead of letting it drag on and risk losing its magic. It's about legacy.
So when you look at it that way, this wasn't really a cancellation at all. It was a deliberate choice, a choice to end on a creative peak, to protect the legacy of Smiling Friends. They wanted to make sure it's always remembered as this short, brilliant, absolutely insane burst of creativity that never, ever outstayed its welcome.
And that really leaves us with a huge question, doesn't it? Is it better for a beloved show to end too soon, or to go on for too long? In a world where every successful thing gets stretched out into a massive franchise, maybe there's real power in knowing when to just stop. The creators of Smiling Friends have made their call. What do you think?